positions is that one of the objectives is they want to, because their loss bonus is accruing at this point.
Survived the last 2 rounds.
We'll have to see if they're able to actually finish on the bomb plant at worst.
An opportunity to break.
Beautiful flashbang there. The team play is on point. We have seen time and time again how dominant Mousesports can be in that middle position. The objectives does not change. They want to get a bomb plant, and that is devastating. Is accruing because now Space Soldiers are down a man. We'll have to see if they're able to have some utility, but at worst, that's surely going to make their odds massively worse. Beautiful flashbang there. The team play, but he's done his job for the time being. There might be a gap there for Sunny should they push further forward. And Ross, oh my goodness, on top of the ticket.
Because it's eco territory.
The attempt for a plant. That is devastating for Space Soldiers.
$2,000 to $3,000. Man like Rops. Rops is the problem. Average. Space Soldiers need to solve, but they may have to wait. Not much else for Space Soldiers. Would like to see eco territory. At least a flashbang. For Space Soldiers such as this, $2,000 to $3,000 on average. A pistol here, flashbangs or grenades of any description. Not much else for Space Soldiers. Would like to see just pistols. At least a flashbang. 2 deagles in a round such as this, but no. There won't be any flashbangs or any grenades of any description. Just pistols. 2 more deagles. Interesting than the rest of the buy. More interesting. So it will be a brute force play. Oscar, you can see he's got the sound cues he hears. It will be a teammates. And in front of Molotov, he's got the sound cues he hears. He makes one of his players. And now it is a shooting gallery. And now it is a shooting gallery. Space Soldiers being put in frames. Major making his way towards a connector area through the smoke. I don't think he's been detected, but again, not much for him to fight with. And Rops will put him down again. Frames. Major 1 versus 3. Can he collect towards the maybe not, but he does have a deagle. I think he's been detected, but considered 3 people killed. Again, not much for him to fight with. And Rops almost taking him down. $1 taken away.
It's really nice.
Again, leaving Calix
there, but this is really cool because this is that kind of round where, okay, maybe if Oscar has had a bit of a slow start, okay, here's some free.
Maybe not, but he does have a deagle. That's good damage. All things considered, 3 people killed. That is like
Oscar, when he's fully confident, obviously is a very, very scary guy. It's really nice. And Mousesports now with a this is really cool because this is that kind of round where, okay, maybe if Oscar has had a bit of a slow start, okay, here's some free ones for you to sort of get yourself going damage. But here is the man in question running in there, and that's very scary. I mean, imagine Oscar when he's fully confident, obviously is a very, very scary guy.
Towers is like, nope.
Oh wow, down to 16.
Oscar in full FPL mode. He's got some help around a connected position. Chris J will make his exit. Love to see an aggressive CT side. Vega Squadron have shown us many, and now Mousesports are doing the same. This time, though, Space Soldiers have top mid and are slowly creeping towards bottom. However, they are a man down already. Major's in the red, and Sunny has a superior angle, so he may reset while the smoke dissipates. He's in a good position to avoid flashbangs that will come from top mid. Just like that. Like that from north. Will there be a trade? Oscar taken out. Sunny has not revealed his position just yet. Now they're less likely to check it. Sunny using good timing, but hunting for a second player, and he's found him. 4 versus 3.
That's a really big play. That massive bait setup for Mousesports. Blown up by the likes of Space Soldiers. Very good intuition. Now it gets worse for the Mousesports side as more duels are won by the Space Soldiers as they have now the control of the A site. And Chris J looking to just get some damage in, down to 19 points of health. The bomb plant is covered, and Chris does not want to push further afield for the attempt at a shot. Instead, through the smoke, he'll die, and great round from Space Soldiers. There were a lot of very sinister traps that were laid by the Mousesports side there, but they managed to overcome every single one. And again, we can note how much damage was previously done by Space Soldiers to their economy, so it's a very timely point to win the round.
4 rounds apiece. Lots of instruction on the Space Soldiers side. They are facing us. Very rare that you see it in professional Counter-Strike. Talk about flashes and things, but it is a thing. Santarez moving up. Okay, so, I did wonder. So he threw the Molotov, not more but you can throw a jumping Molotov into CPL without showing CPL from a similar position. It is a running jumping Molotov. Very rare that you see in the apartment in professional Counter-Strike, but it is a thing. 2 smokes in the apartment, and Seeker will have to wonder if some T's are closer than Major is suggesting with his harassment of the AK, but definitely that will keep wonder if some T. Look at the presence that Space Soldiers have shown towards B. The bomb is towards A with 3 players in total, and Major again, offering the fake. Major is suggesting engine will be sacrificed to the AK, but to that fake a bit later on. Stico and Sunny need to look for information fast. Otherwise, Stico and Sunny entertained. So even man like Robs.
Yeah, it could get very, very dodgy very quickly.
Presence
soldiers are biding their time.
Space soldiers have shown towards B.
Making some noise though.
The bomb is towards A with 3 players in total.
And indeed, he will be isolated by the utility. Only a UMP and a flashbang. Better be the best flashbang he has. Timing needs to be perfect. Oh, that's a very good timing of the incendiary there. That could actually buy some time here, but Rob's unable to get a frag. Now down to Oscar. Will anybody try to face him? He's not smoked off just yet. In the smoke! Oh, just barely misses that one. Zantaris takes full advantage. And it's just 2 players left for Mousesports now. They are in a dire spot. Must be thinking of saving at this point. Oh my God, that was disgusting for Zantaris.
Stico and Sunny need to look. There will be no saving for Sunny for information fast. Otherwise, Robs could be in trouble. Even man now running for dear life. So you saw the build of that round. Space soldiers making a lot of noise towards B. I think there was a CT smoke.
Quickly.
I don't know. I saw 2 smokes on the radar. One was in the middle where the window with the bars is, which would allow a T to get close if they wanted to. And there was one at the end of the balcony. They could have both been from space soldiers. At that point, Mousesports have no idea. They managed to get on the balcony at some point with Stico, but weren't willing to really go beyond that situation, which left Stico and Sunny very deep.
Timing of the incendiary there. That could actually buy some time here, but Rob's unable to get a frag. Now down to Oscar.
All the way to, I think it was Engine, making his way through the other
yet. In the smoke! Oh, just barely misses that one.
That strat worked out nicely.
Zantaris takes full advantage. And it's just 2 players left for Mousesports now. They are in a dire spot. Must be thinking of saving at this point. Oh my God, that was disgusting for Zantaris. Mousesports.
There will be no saving for Sunny.
$0 in every round. Chris at 100, so
Stico now running for dear life. So you saw the build of that round. Space soldiers making a lot of noise towards B. I think there was a CT smoke.
Safe. They know that the eco is upon.
I don't know. I saw 2 smokes on the radar. One was in the middle where the window with the bars is, which would allow a T to get close if they wanted to. And there was one at the end of the balcony. They could have both been from space soldiers. At that point, Mousesports have no idea. They managed to get on the balcony at some point with Stico, but weren't willing to really go beyond that situation, which left Stico and Sunny very deep momentum and so on towards the B bomb site because they didn't know what was going on there. So that was at the moment in favour of Mousesports. So once they get back on the bye, we'll see if they can have angle, and that might give Paz half a second, but no, Oscar comes back, and that will be that. Down the stairs will Paz slide.
Mousesports back in it, and again, you know, with such a sort of shaky, wobbly economy, it's so important to win rounds like that. But it's obviously not over just yet. There's plenty of cash for space soldiers to buy up with again to keep that pressure high. And Mousesports themselves, they're at a really big risk of being completely reset on their economy now. And their buy now was not even look that amazing because they lost 3 players in that round. So it's a really cool timing for the tactical from space soldiers. You can see Major there leading the troops.
I keep forgetting to do the GoTV picks, Dan. I think when space soldiers go to the CT side, I would recommend watching Major. He's been fun to watch so far in this tournament. I don't think we'll see the kind of aggression from him here that we have seen on, say, Overpass, but it will still be interesting. And for the time being, Zantara is always a good one to watch on the space soldiers side. And I'd say Rops for Mousesports CT. Oscar's often a good one, but he's somewhat quiet for the time being, so I would suggest keeping an eye on how Rops tries to defend at the A site. But first it's mid, which Mousesports need to decide, do we defend this or do we give it up? Around many smokes in the CPL position, Sunny and Oscar quite enjoy their connector time. So let's see what space soldiers do with this. They've got Calix alone towards A. The bomb's in the apartments at the moment where Engine is, and he's being joined by some teammates.
Still trying to make sure they can control middle. Mousesports, the presence is strong there. And it does give you a lot of information as these CTs, especially based on the information gathering going on towards the A or B site, because it sort of helps you to really confirm where the T side players are playing from.
Major has just smoked CTA from mid. Calix is making a play. It's another fake. There are 3 smokes on A deployed by Space Soldiers, and Calix is selling the fake. And again, there are only 2 people in the B bomb site. It's going to work out for them though. They've got the first kill. Stiko under the window can't do anything, and Major will get picked off in the meantime. And now Calix can rotate top mid and try and cut off Sunny.
Stiko's not having the best of it so far. Anchoring that B bomb site. Now down to retake it. Calix. Ooh, the spray. Sunny just ducking behind cover repeatedly there. Eventually successful. Ooh, there it is. Xantares coming in for a piece of the action to take down Sunny, but perhaps they will not know about Rops. Are they still going for this? It's very difficult. No. Abandoning the efforts. That is a sensible decision. And again, the reset situation is real. This is very hard for Mousesports now. For them to come back into this half. And we'll have to see what they decide to do with those saved weapons, whether or not they'll buy around them, or if they'll go for a save around them. I mean, Oscar does have an AWP, so, and they are always aggressive in middle anyway, so pretty decent argument to just force it up with these guns they've saved.
That was a really interesting round, especially the mid battle. Space Soldiers show presence in the middle area, but then Mousesports seem to... I don't know if Mousesports have a read that Space Soldiers don't often stay in mid, the way Chris J was quite confident to peek in from the short position and Molotov the back of mid, and then Major can see that, and I was wondering, are they going to try and show that there are people there or what? But he's just busy throwing a smoke towards CT to do the fake with Calix. So lots of fakes coming out for the Space Soldiers side, and they enjoy a 2-round lead for the time being. Forced by from Mousesports, Stiko on the UMP, Chris J on a scout.
Yeah, they're having a lot of success towards B. Stiko's having not a very good game. He's only got 2 kills at the moment. And, ooh, well, I mean, you can't blame him too much for that one. What a stunning shot there from Xantares. And that's a free B bomb site. And you know what? They're going to have to just probably save. No one has, well, just Major has died. There is still loads of utility, but there's a free one. Maybe a chance has been offered up here. Oscar, what else can he find from this position as he emerges from the doorway of the shop? And with the peek from Sunny as well, maybe, just maybe, if Mousesports can get something else, they can go for this. And there it is. Push comes in. Pasto defending. Looking quite strong. And that's it. Shut down. Oscar and Rops don't like the look of this. They're going to have to fall back and save these guns.
Not working out for Mousesports.
That entry from Xantares is absolutely disgusting. You have to feel for Stiko. He's only had 2 or 3 opportunities to defend the B site. They have not gone well, and in this attempt, just gets shot in the head straight away by Xantares playing super aggressively. That is really impressive.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with the arc of your jump, because if you jump that high, for a professional player, it is easier than it might otherwise be. But if you jump earlier, then you can... The apex of your jump can be before you peak, so as you're going down, so you're less exposed. Can't help. Maybe he would have been shot in the face anyway, but you've got to be careful. So all Mousesports have is what they saved in the previous round. They may go into the second half with only 5 rounds. There's one more to come, one more that they've saved for. Oscar with a forward position already, and Xantares is in for a nasty surprise. And they don't really know at this point, Space Soldiers, if Mousesports have forced around these 2 saved weapons. So it's not even that Oscar's on B, let's rush A, or anything like that, because who knows what else lies in wait for them. And Oscar's rotating all the way to A, and he's going to make it to ramp as these smokes come in.
Yeah, very tiny rotation. Oscar, the power player. Of course, Rops is close with the AK. There's another one from Oscar. This is now a very good situation. The P250 ringing true there for Sunny as 2 quick kills come in response from Space Soldiers, but they are just 2 alive now, and they need to get the bomb planted. The smokes, they have bloomed. They are providing cover currently, but at the same time, they don't know where the AWP necessarily is. I'm not sure if it was dropped in a forward position. In fact, it looks like it was. Oscar made a play through. So it's down to the AK-47s of Mousesports. Look how Space Soldiers are taking this very diligently here, trying to do what they can to make this as safe as possible. That's brilliant work from them. Just leaving the P250 as Stiko. Surely he can't do this with just a P250. In for the shots. Too long for Stiko to try to make that work. Maybe there was a chance, but he needed to get a little bit lucky, and Stiko was not.
Space Soldiers are hyped. They were really happy about that one. Good job from Mousesports. While those smokes were down, Chris J had the presence of mind to just check the chair position in mid, make sure nobody was there. And then they were safe to assume that the final two people were on the A site. And here we go, back on the buy. No AWP remaining for Oscar. Stico on the FAMAS now. It's turned out to be a difficult half for Mousesports. Oscar and Chris J aggressive in mid once again, and Space Soldiers as usual looking for it. Paz better equipped, ready for these fools. That is a very good start to the last round of the first half. 1 minute 30 for Space Soldiers to do pretty much whatever they please.
In a position to be trying to get some damage done, get some information, but it's a 1-for-1. Not ideal here for Mousesports. Really needed the second kill, but perhaps Rops can provide it as the engine will dart onto the B-bomb site. He's the only one, though, as he makes his way towards A. It's all a ruse, but will Sonny work it out? Probably will. Rops has. Information's there. Sonny hears the footsteps, sees one player. Same pass, but Calix is watching for the stairs, and now it's on to Rops. 2 kills already, but he has to be 4 here if Mousesports want to win the last round of the first half. And here he goes, straight into Ticket. No qualms about it. Straight into the action. Rops is confident. AK's out, but Paz is the one with the shot to win the half. 10-5 for Space Soldiers. Brilliant T-side from them.
I have to say, though, at the end there, when Rops got the kill in CT, he actually faked the death cam by running towards the crawl space for a second and running towards CT, which is why Calix was positioned behind triple, because he was expecting Rops to come in from the jungle position. So that was a really nice fake there at the end from Rops. Presence of mind on that young lad is absolutely ridiculous, regardless of whether he gets the clutch or not. You've got to give him credit for the nutty things he continuously does. 10-5, though. Space Soldiers in a great position.
The drill sergeant. It's quite funny, you know, in interviews, he looks quite, not necessarily, I wouldn't say necessarily timid, or shy or something, but, you know, just very reserved. But then it just is the drill sergeant when leading his team. It's awesome to see, and obviously the direction that he has been providing his team has been working out wonderfully well for them so far, but now they are on the defense, and it's Mousesports' time to go for the B-rush on the pistol. Will it work for them as it did for Space Soldiers? I'm not sure. Space Soldiers are in position. 2 from Major, leading by example. Now, Paz! Oh, man, that is not a good result there for Mousesports. Paz keeps going, though. There's just one left. Oscar, and he's going to get annihilated by Calix, and Mousesports, they hope for more, James. They got absolutely crushed.
I do wonder now if the pressure is starting to mount on Mousesports. I remember when they were a map up against FaZe at ETS Finals and they didn't manage to close it out 2-0. I remember the faces, and I do wonder if that kind of psyche is coming in now, because they probably feel like they should be in a better situation overall at this point of the tournament. But here they are. 11-5 down versus Space Soldiers. Space Soldiers who have now taken both pistols. That puts them in a very strong situation. The force buy from Mousesports is in. Oscar's leaving himself AWP money, but the rest of it has been spent in the candy shop, looking to give Space Soldiers a sugar overdose. Calix and Engine playing max range on the A site, not giving up much. Paz going to be the forward man on short in case split towards A. Aware of the presence. Hear the comms of Space Soldiers. Lots of information flowing in. Trying to jump up, but slow. Sliding down.
To hold down the B-bomb site. So far, so good. Holding, looking to try to buy time. There's another one from Stico this time, but it's just Rops. And he'll get a dink, but Calix, there were still some scares for them there.
This is the round. Space Soldiers need maximum 1 loss. Mousesports can barely afford anything. Maybe 1 pop flash. Rush B, try and get the bomb down, hope for the best. Ring in a prayer. It will be the odd pistol, and I mean the odd pistol. They really don't have cash. The road is going to have the nastiest incline for Mousesports. Should they be able to recover? It's on the AFK in spawn at the moment. Now he's on the move. Major's taking a forward position in B apartments with a flashbang from a teammate as well. There's a really nice pop flash you can throw from next to the window. I made a video of a Cloud9 pistol strat. Just noodle break flashbangs. Look it up because it is very strong, especially on a pistol round or when you think there's a force by rush into B. They will be blind.
Goodbye, Oscar. Oh dear. Nothing you can do. That's looking good here on the short positions, looking to finish off the round, and there's 2 more players to go for Mousesports, found their way into A. But again, you have to respect the discipline here from Space Soldiers. They are playing so passively, they're forcing Mousesports into horrible 1v1s. And that's how you need to play these rounds on the CT side. You see a lot of teams taking gratuitous peaks, you know, in spots where you can just really make it feel impossible, and that's what Space Soldiers are doing. They're making it impossible for Mousesports in those rounds to do anything. That said, we're now back into the business.
Wait a minute. Is Major's name Engine? Is that real? I swear I just said that Major's name is Engine. Lots of commands on the Space Soldiers side. Oh, they're going for a push of their own. Oh, Mousesports going to be ready for it. I don't think they... Okay, Oscar's alive. So they are. The flashbang's there as well. Xantares is in trouble, but they're not checking for his position. Sonny goes down. He's doing massive damage, Xantares. Down to the 3-on-3. 1 minute 35, and the bomb has not been seen.
3v3 could get awkward here for Space Soldiers. Finally, it could be a spot for Mousesports can get something going for themselves. Rop's leading the push now, walking as far as he can in towards the A site. But once again, Space Soldiers playing very reserved, trying to play for the sure things here. They'll give up some space towards the A site, but that's okay. They want to allow Mousesports to show their hand before they play theirs. And there's the smoke onto A. And the rotation from all the players of Space Soldiers will start to come in. They don't have the best guns here, but the plot was not favorable. The trade is at least there from Rops, and the cover coming in as well from the high ground. It's going to help out Mousesports, and they still have plenty of time for this as well.
That bomb.
...13, tentando recuperar aos poucos a equipa dos Mousesports. Pessoal agora com as deagles na mão. Ali apenas 2 coletes. Eles que vão colocando aqui o Paz vem aqui na zona do short. Este boost pode ser interessante, até porque cai agora a smoke do Sunny e dá ali uma abertura para Paz. Atenção que o Paz encontrou o Sunny, mas mais rápido à capa. E ele sabe que se ele estava naquela posição tem que ter mais alguém aqui na zona do short. E jogar com cuidado. Que Rops também tem ali cara a cara o Calix CZ na mão. Deixa eu ver esse clipe. Já foi, hipótese. Esta foi a situação que o Oscar viu aquela incendiária e disse assim: Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Calix ainda tentou assegurar ali as horas da rampa, mas apenas levar o stico e agora sobrar apenas o Xantar-se. E não há nada que ele pudesse fazer. Segundo ponto nesta segunda parte para os Mouse. 7-13, mas estão confortáveis ainda. A equipa dos dos Space Soldiers. Agora comprar double up setup. Equipa dos maus já quer preparar-se para uma entrada do website do A. Atenção, atenção aqui o Engin a limpar e deixar ali o quem? O Stick a 2? Já assim o Oscar com double kill. O Calix tenta segurar isto para a equipa dos Space Soldiers, este website do A. Já assim temos o Hop Charles na zona de Connect a tentar fechar aqui o espaço. Que lá está, e nada mais nada menos que o Paz também. Ficar aqui um bocado mais apertado. Enquanto que o Stico ali a espreita também. Está a 2 de HP, não há muito que ele possa fazer. Como vai funcionar a vaga dos tiros? É muito simples. Eles vão fazer tipo a malta que ficar 2-3. Vão ver como é que foi os jogos uns contra os outros. E depois, pá, não sei bem como é que eles vão fazer aquela porcaria. Porque vai dar a geneira. E então, se der a geneira, vão fazer um formato ou jogam todos contra todos. Eu li naquela TV, estava a explicar isso, mas nem sei se percebi bem. Eles usam um formato suíço. Basicamente é um jogo de todos contra todos, não é? E a ver quem é quem. Major prepara ali o Stico. Vai por puxar aqui um pouco mais o Oscar, mas bem, o Robson apareceu pelas costas. O Paz agora tem mais que tempo, porque o Oscar vai acabar por tentar plantar e surgir para a zona do Palace. Assim, ficar aqui no bom site, perceber-se que o Faz poderia estar a vir aqui pelas costas. Até porque demorou imenso tempo e esta jogada acaba por ser um bocado denunciada. Olha, olha, viram? Eu basicamente estava aqui e fez isso. E não funcionou e o round cai mais uma vez para os Mouse, que lentamente vão ganhando espaço aqui neste T-side. Obrigado aqui mais um pistolinhas do lado dos Space Soldiers. E a possibilidade de encaixar a nona ronda para a equipa terrorista. Sejam bem-vindos, pessoal, boas de pé. Aqui este jogo entre os Space Soldiers de Mousesports está 13-8 para a equipa turca. Aqui, e obrigado aí a quem está a dar follow, Mica Gomes, Zé Malafaia, com estas pistolinhas dos Space Soldiers a segurar novamente o A. Apenas o Sunny já vai aqui mais avançado. Tem conta que não é perigoso isto. Está ali no meio de 4. Vai tentar aparecer aqui nas costas. Quem cá está é mais ou menos que o Major. Meio da smoke. Ele vai acabar por ver aqui a comitiva. Atenção, olha, o pá já foi apanhado. O Sunny agora está em apuros, porque veio o Major pelas costas. Mas é apanhado o Major também. Ainda assim a ficar 8 HP. E o Sunny acaba por tombar ali para o Calix. Mas o bom site do B está completamente livre. E agora inevitável este plant, mas o Calix o Engin, aliás, vai tentar segurar esta AK. Está feita a ronda para os Mouse 9-13. E não há mais nada aqui a falar sobre isto.
U yard AMEU Euro Hodgi 2 yard Estero TEU. QUEM da mais. Me estou aqui, segundo dia na TV de Moreira.
Obrigadão de pay pela donation. segundo dia na TV e bem que estás aí. Obrigado pela donation de Talarico. A gente...
A sure thing, and so far that's been something that has worked for Mousesports and opened up a lot of options for them. Middle does seem to be something that they're very good at. And are Space Soldiers going to decide to play very passively, or do they actually want to go for those challenges? That really is the question that I have. And now we will have that be answered. Sunny goes straight for it. Just a peek from Xantares, just information. So no real challenge here on mid from Space Soldiers.
Late flashbangs from Mousesports. They will fire some bullets the way of Xantares, and he will vacate the premises for the time being. Chris J through the underpass. 4 players in the middle position for Mousesports, expecting a fight, wanting to come out on top. There are 4 players in A for Space Soldiers. Major, no AWP, but he is in, well, on the balcony position. In the apps, not really holding an angle. There was a smoke there, but it's gone now. So perhaps he will peek. He has no flash to peek. I bet he would love one right now. So maybe he'll try and keep it safe with an off angle. 4 players remain in mid for Mousesports. Waiting for smokes to go. Taking connector very, very carefully indeed. We've reached the minute mark. And Rops is starting to move into Palace. The bomb in connector itself. Stico and Oscar onshore. Perhaps they'll offer a fake towards B.
And right now, Mousesports have almost no utility left. They've used all of it, taking middle, taking positions. Nice shot from Rops, though. Eliminating Engine on the A pit. There. That might be a surprise. Xantares tries to move past the smoke. The timing is fantastic from Xantares. Looks for the third one. It's a 2v1 here. Stico, again, not been having the best of it on the first half, but this could be the difference maker. Could be redemption for Stico as he pushes into the crossfire and is lit up by the remainder of Space Soldiers as they go 14-9. And it's going to start getting a little bit sweaty over in the Mousesports camp, James, because it might soon be over for them.
Clammy hand time is upon us. Mousesports still have a bye despite their difficulty. So many people in that connector position, but Space Soldiers have used the choke point. Xantares on land. 5-round lead now for Space Soldiers, so close. So many predictions, maybe on the cusp of getting bodied. Sonny and Stico, top mid. Sonny quickly moving towards connector, so a faster play from Mousesports this time, and they've got 3 people towards A ramp.
Oh, does he walk through this? Could be a massive play. Oh, he's got onto the stairs. This is huge. Calix knew nothing about that. Xantares not in position to cover it. The distraction from that gives Chris J a chance at it. Now there's the trade from Sonny. They have the A site. Beautiful plays from him. And it all collapses like a house of cards there as Sonny looks for more here. Finds Major. He's going to eat him up as well. What else is there for Sonny to have in this round? Paz, the only man left, looking to save the AK if he possibly can, but there could be an onslaught coming his way.
They've got no money. They've got no money, Dan.
They've got no money.
They bought a washing machine on eBay, and all they got was a box full of bricks. No receipt, no refunds. They've got nothing to show in this round for their best efforts. Fast round from Mousesports, a fast response, and they've broken Space Soldiers. I think Chris J's the second kill there. I think he was from the Palace position, and he just sprayed through the floor to the shadow area to get that kill. And that's a massive kill during that push. Perhaps we'll see it. There's the first one from Sonny.
Might just catch it. I think you're right, because of looking at the minimap. I think you're correct. It was a beautiful series of moments, and it really shows you what Counter-Strike can be about. And moments of distraction can open up all kinds of possibilities when you're on the attacking side.
Space Soldiers have chosen to force bite. They have a 4-round lead. Saves must be had anyway, so they will choose aggression. See how Mousesports are able to deal with this. Sonny, not really best equipped for that duel. Xantares is searching. And Xantares is finding. Sees that smoke for some protection, and he manages to escape. Great play there by Space Soldiers. Being very active. Paz rotating towards the B bomb site. Chris J backing off from B. In the meantime, we've got trades elsewhere. Santaras is down. 1 minute 10 on the clock. Space Soldiers need to figure out what's going on.
They are going to the bomb sites where there's 2 CZs on Mousesports. After they lost Rops, there's no need to track across the rest of the map. Just go for it, and they will. And that position from Engine could be very dangerous indeed. As he's sitting up on the box, and there it is. Gets the first frag. There, Chris James going for the trades. That's brilliant from him, but now everything rests on Oscar and his shoulders. What can he bring to bear in this round? Deagle out, spots one. Very awkward. Oscar, though, maintains composure, goes for the plant. Just fakes it out, though. Can he bait a peek here from Major? The 1v1 incredibly crucial here for Oscar to win this for Mousesports. They're up against it. And Major now puts Oscar's cold dead body straight on the floor. Beautiful stuff from Space Soldiers.
Space Soldiers really bringing the pain when they need to. That's a great one dig from Oscar, but post-plant, very difficult position for him to get out of. Look at the cover for Major. You almost expect Oscar to go the AWP, but there it is. Match point for Space Soldiers. They are in a massive position at the moment, and this doesn't bode well for the money on Mousesports.
Tension runs high here for Mousesports. 1 round is the margin of error. Well, there is no margin of error. Are they really just going to go B? This is very, very different. This could work out Major. He might get caught off guard here. There is a flash there, though, from a teammate. This could work out. Major misses the flick shot. There maybe is an opening now. Paz, only man to defend here. If Mousesports get in quickly enough, they have a very solid situation. Indeed, there's the trade, and they have the site.
They have to win this. Mousesports, the winner of this match, will qualify for the next stage of the Major. And Space Soldiers facing the eco reset. Moving away from the B bomb site for Mousesports players look likely to survive unless they choose to hunt, then who knows what happens, but they're doing it the hard way, Mousesports, if they do it at all. The Space Soldiers have really shown a strong game so far here on Mirage. Paz now at the 30 bomb mark.
This is very hard to predict this game. Space Soldiers have been playing really well. It was a very hard half on the CT side for Mousesports. Only getting a mere 5 rounds. But you can see that the timing of this push, this pace of this push, really threw Space Soldiers off guard. So the call from Mousesports in that sense is very good.
Yeah, but with speed can also come variance. So I don't know if Mousesports are willing to make that kind of play each time. But again, Space Soldiers on buys like these have still been dangerous. It isn't the forced buy around the saved weapons. This time they are trying to balance things out more, as they do have a 4-round lead again, but maybe closer to the end of the match, they won't want to play with things so much. Sunny moving very quickly, so it seems it's going to be a B split. And, there is nobody in B itself, but there's no cover for the connector position. Santara's making a play through the smoke. Mystico is up short, so crisis averted perhaps, unless Space Soldiers choose to go for it. Paz taken out in the market position, and it seems Space Soldiers, that'll be enough for them. They'll hold on to these weapons and improve their economy yet more.
So just the, of course, save from Space Soldiers. Will be 12 rounds for Mousesports, only 3 more required to get to the overtime, to get to a chance to qualify for the next stage. But of course, another team will be eliminated at this stage.
Major managed to get up short and take away the AK that Santara's picked off earlier. So that's a great bonus for Space Soldiers. That's quite significant, especially with the aimers on their team. It could make all the difference.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, there's 1v1s, M4 versus AK, both players hit headshot at the same time. Well, the AK wins that one. So, yeah, it's can be very brutal if you don't have it. Nice little flick shot there from Oscar.
That is quite the shot.
Needs to continue here for Mousesports if they hope to have a chance to come back into this one. And it, I mean, time and again, we've seen from Mousesports their ability to maintain composure in these positions, to maintain strength to mount comebacks when everything is against them. There's no reason to doubt them, but also no reason to really doubt Space Soldiers. They've been playing very, very well. Cannot overlook that. Definitely getting starting to see a level from them which is closer to what some would have expected, the people who have watched them online over the last few months. Mid-take here from Mousesports. Tentative though. No one top mid, only underpass. Looking for the split onto the A site. Oh, that's not a happy sight, but there at least is a trade frag from Sunny.
That's quite the shot. What can Space Soldiers...
Needs to continue here for Mousesports if they hope to have a chance to come back into this one. And I mean, time and again, we've seen from Mousesports their ability to maintain composure in these positions, to maintain strength to mount comebacks when everything is against them. There's no reason to doubt them, but also no reason to really doubt Space Soldiers. They've been playing very, very well. Cannot overlook that. Definitely getting starting to see a level from them which is closer to what some would have expected, the people who have watched them online over the last few months. Mid-take here from Mousesports. Tentative though. No one top mid, only underpass. Looking for the split onto the A site. Oh, that's not a happy sight, but there at least is a trade frag from Sunny.
What can Space Soldiers read from the two players underpass? Maybe not much. Engine looking towards CT in case there was a boost. Not sure what's going on there. Flashes will slow Paz down. He's in a ladder room at the moment, and Sunny's rotating quickly. And again, Major's they're just gambling towards the B bomb site, towards the A bomb site. Space Soldiers. They have the read it's going to be there, and they are not incorrect. Calyx in the shadow position. Engine in a position around triple now, and Major towards jungle. Space Soldiers have a dangerous buy. They've got reasonable loss bonus, so they can afford a bit more. Major and Paz being active around the B bomb site, but it looks like Space Soldiers is going to rotate towards B. But now they see the grenades flying towards A. Calyx is on his own for the time being. Xantares by the jungle position. Space Soldiers may not be able to really do much in this round. Many smokes down. Engine flashed off in the CT area, and he's there on his own. One getting planted now. Is it really cover for Chris J there? But he was... have the box for the most part. So let's see. Space Soldiers don't really have much to lose in this situation, so they might as well go for it. Major taken down in the middle position, and Paz and Xantares move away from the jungle area. Trying to fight Sunny. That's a retrievable weapon, perhaps, as he's there on his own. But he's got a cross, so nothing will be taken into the next and final round of normal time, at least.
And there is the timeout call by Space Soldiers to really work out, okay, just get everybody on the same page, everyone reset, get everybody in the right mood and mindset. And I suppose it's really fitting that Major, Engine and Major both have the first name Engine, because
here we go.
Because Major, he is the Major. He's in command of the team, calling all the shots. And so perhaps that is a suitable name for him, and perhaps he can lead his team to victory in the final round in regulation. It's been a very hard affair for both teams. I would say slightly more so from Mousesports, just because they started on the CT side, and we know that when they have the good start there, that they can just get the ball rolling. But Space Soldiers played it really well on that T side, made some great calls. And now it's time to find out: are we going to overtime, or are we going to see Space Soldiers making their way through to the next stage of the Major?
I'm glad it's not easy. If they are to do this, Space Soldiers, it'll put stripes on the chest. Standard start for Space Soldiers, but again, they have been one of these active CT side midfield, rotating quickly into A. There's already Paz making his way there as well, and it seems Stico might try and offer something. It looks like they might go for a triple plant if they can get that far with Stico moving through the upset department, but let's keep an eye on the success here. Jumping through the smoke, Sunny is unsuccessful. Chris J, that is a plant that Stico can do something about. Major is above him on a short position. Stico in the underpass, maybe he can cut him off. That's going to be an important one. That's a bad miss from Chris J. Stico, they're not activated but he's got the info for his team, and Oscar's rotating as well. So Chris J and Rops backing off actively. There's a kill from Stiko, and maybe Space Soldiers realize what's going on, but even Stiko out, which they won't. Oscar is still there, and it looks like we're going into overtime. What a shot from man like Rops. Round number 31 coming up soon.
Oh my God, they managed to hold their nerve all the way. That is something that really, like, the experience that this lineup has been gathering with the recent events with this lineup that we've seen from Mousesports, that helps so much in these situations, to have the trust, to keep the composure, to not be thwarted by the pressure. And we see Stiko there, again, having a bit of a hard time, still doing his job, making the right plays, and hitting the shots that he needed to in the most important moment there. That flank was completely key. That just shut it down from the perspective of Space Soldiers. And now it's on them to keep the composure, because you've got a Mousesports that are going to be feeling good. They just came back from a massive deficit. And again, let's not forget, Space Soldiers tried to break it up. They were taking tactical timeouts. They were trying to really create as many problems for Mousesports.
Has begun. Many a T round has been won by Mousesports. Will it continue? Is momentum in their favor? All these rounds look close. They look like they're on a knife edge, even if they end up being a landslide. Little situations to go either way. Oscar on the AWP. Single sniper for Space Soldiers in the first round. Chris J doesn't have a gun for some reason, unless wrong. He seems to be running around with a Glock. Does he realise? I think he's only just realised that he does not have a weapon.
Okay.
So he'll have to go and try and get Rops' gun, maybe. So this is interesting. Chris J and a Glock. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Tends to work out. But in the meantime, they're losing players. So very bizarre start to the first round of overtime for the T side.
Maybe he was just calling his heart out and just forgot that he has to buy guns in this game. Either way, he could still save the day for his team. It's a 3v5. He's creeping into position. Just has to hit it first. Good shot. Sunny able to take the jungle. That's perfect for Chris now. Doesn't have to worry about that position. But Engine there in the palace spot above Shadow causes problems. But still, Sunny's alive. Stiko's alive as well. But the off angle from Paz being given up as Major covers the position. And that's enough to win the likes of Sunny. This is really not how you want to start an overtime with your in-game leader forgetting to buy a gun.
Stiko, he needs to get off this angle quickly. No one is in danger of peeking it, but it's just never a good place to be lying around. Now he has to figure out, he knows that Major got the pick from the market position. You see him drawing the smoke. He knows where Major's likely to be holding an angle, and there is the smoke deployed. Oh, there is a gap in it, though. He's got to go fast. I think he might have seen Major. Major has made his way out, holding an angle. He wants around Stiko, going for the pre-fire, smart stuff, but he is in a lot of trouble, trying to buy space for himself with the Molotov. I think he threw it a bit too hard. Okay, maybe nervous, I don't know. See the communication from Space Soldiers. They're lining up for him. Stiko looking for a repositioning, smart stuff, great headshot. It's down to Major. The spray is there, Stiko. That is absurd.
Redemption. Amazing stuff there from Stiko. And again, it just goes to show, you know, if you have that experience and that composure, you know, you don't have to let... Well, now another one's dead. So that started out in the most tragic way you could possibly imagine, yet somehow Stiko pulled them out of that pit of despair. And
impact frags, baby. Impact frags.
Absolutely. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful clutch. Stiko.
Yeah, he's quickly caught up with his teammates, actually. That was a great addition. Stiko. Awesome stuff, sir. Chris J has bought a gun, people. I can confirm. Chris J has bought a primary weapon. It's true. 16 to 15. Mousesports take the lead. Something which has been a stranger to them recently. Space Soldiers, they've had so many good reads as to where Mousesports are going, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. Major somehow gets a pick with a UMP onto Oscar, who appears to be in a smoke. And in the meantime, there's a response from Mousesports, but still it favors Space Soldiers for the time being. This is moving quickly. That flashbang's absolutely perfect. Chris J gets launched straight using Stico alone. This time no heroics, 16 apiece.
Yeah, Mousesports going for that fast play and being denied. Good hold from Space Soldiers. That's really important. You're in the overtime and you're on the CT side. You never want to lose 2 rounds of full buys, because then you go into the 3rd round feeling a little bit awkward, not being able to have enough money to actually have the rifles and the sniper rifles that you actually want to play the round out with. And so now they've evaded that situation. Space Soldiers picked up one of the first 2, and you can see now they can bring themselves into the 3rd round that you actually want to play the round out with. And situation. So now they've evaded that flash there in case there's any aggression. Just picked up one of the first 2, and you can see now they can bring themselves into the 3rd round in a very good situation. The pop flash there in case there's any aggression. Sunny as well with a second. Sunny as well with a second flash ball. So we've seen this play before. It's really good as well if there's a player. It's really good as well if there's a player pushing short. He looks away from the first flash, but cornered by the second. Very fast moving up short. Sunny, he's going to get straight to it. Oh my God, the angles there. Absolutely fantastic. What an opening.
It's great development of the rounds from normal time to overtime. The addition of the flashbang there, a similar play where Zantara's got a pick last time, looking for it again, but he's blinded, and Sunny got the pick. But this time it isn't a B split, but Major probably knows that because he is deep in B apartments. So again, they can assume where Sunny's likely to be, which is why Paz is stuck in this position. So despite Major's information, the positions around A are still somewhat weak. The execute's coming in. Sunny can hear Paz running away. Sunny can choose to stay there. Look for the rotation from Major. There's lots of things he can do. In the meantime, Rob's picking Calix off. Engine still in the shadow position, but look at the double pick from the Mousesports side. War of attrition now, 4 versus 2. Paz, so many targets, but he can't find enough of them.
Oh my God. I have to say that just the play from Sunny there was just so explosive firstly, but then so intelligent. I mean, there was a huge degree of time where he understood, I've done my job. I can just stay in this position looking at the vent. And then if we looked at the entire CT setup, they couldn't do anything. He basically created a situation where they lost a huge amount of map control, and the defense was so isolated that when his teammates came in, the trade game was just so easy for them. Sunny, beautiful round from him. What an addition to this team. And once again, Space Soldiers are in a pretty tough spot. Mousesports are really coming back into this one. You've got to credit their heart.
Space Soldiers had really good focus throughout this match, but that first round of overtime, that clutch from Stico, some of their players absolutely exploded. I think they were really annoyed at how they approached the retake there with 2 players in the same position, perhaps. I don't know what a timing from apartments, but they've got to get their heads back into the game. The T side, where they offered so many nice fakes, can they get those going again? Mousesports are all in on this first buy round with Oscar and Stico on AWPs. And to be honest, considering how the CT side went for Stico towards B in normal time, it may be the difference maker now. Maybe he can be more effective.
Yeah, I mean, Space Soldiers have to be thinking that they started to target B a little bit. That they know that was a bit weaker, that Stico was having a hard game. But as you say, there's a bit of a difference there. He's feeling a lot better as well. Oscar's going to surely be a bit more confident. Mousesports now in overtime with money, that's a different beast to Mousesports in regulation, who were just consistently feeling rather oppressed from an economical standpoint. So it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out and what Space Soldiers will do to try to diffuse the defense.
Calix starting early on A ramp with the bomb. And there was much presence from Space Soldiers in the middle area. 3, maybe even 4 players there, but they've all rotated to A. Rops and Oscar, the dynamic duo. Around A ramp already, Sunny in the shadow position. Rob's keeping an eye on CT just in case there's a flank there, but will he stay there while this grenade executor set up? Chris J is pushing apartments. Stico's surely going to start rotating. Yes, he's got the AWP. He should go to short, and he's doing that. Despite the smokes going down, he can rattle off some shots. Sunny in the ninja position as the first kill from Oscar. In fact, and Sunny's delivering the second one. Zantares will take him down, but again, there are 2 players in CT already. Oscar's just waiting for an opportunity. Man, those angles! He'll get taken down. Zantares once again. Chris J on the flank. Paz looking for it. So many things going on here. Stico with the AWP on short.
Oh man, this is such an important 1v1. If Chris can open this up, it really cripples Space Soldiers, and Paz will defend. Still a chance here for Mousesports as they come back in, but Paz has done a very important job indeed. Calyx to polish it off there with another frag, and it's just now Rops who's left alive. He's been playing very well so far, but this might be a bit too much to ask. The bomb soon to detonate, and Calyx with the Y peak will finish him off. And tying things up here, strong round from Space Soldiers. Despite the opening 2 kills that Mousesports provided, they were still able to finish with strength.
Now we will see the implication of buying 2 AWPs in the first round of overtime. Mousesports will have no money left, more or less, after this buy. So if they lose this round, I would say they are extremely likely to lose the match, as good as their comeback has been. Oscar with the solo sniper this time. Chris J trying to make a play through the middle area. Calyx setting up a smoke towards A, which I do wonder where it will go. Somehow Chris J makes it towards the connector position through the window. It's a late play from Space Soldiers. He's had to abandon that. He's going round in a circle, leaving Oscar alone, looking for an entry. Only moving up short at the moment, rattling off shots, but he'll have to abandon that position. Also going to jungle. Mousesports don't really know what's going on. Again, these T executes from Space Soldiers have been good. And at the moment, it's a guessing game. Will we see a repeat? This time it's Deco making a play through B apartment, but will they go deep enough to find out that it's probably A?
And Sonny's changed his position. He's playing much closer to the pit, which can be very good, but you would expect Space Soldiers to have the pop flash or the Molotov to help them deal with any close players. Otherwise, Sonny could really dismantle this push. He is so key here for Mousesports. Goes in with a flashbang, absolutely crushed by Major. Doesn't find the timing he needed. And then the flick comes in to deal with Rops, sending him off into the distance there as this 5 players still standing for Space Soldiers as they complete the bomb plot and take site.
Mousesports have a decision to make. If they save these weapons, maybe they can offer something in the next round. 3 versus 5 retake. They don't know how red these Space Soldiers players are. And indeed, they have to take the safer play. If they go for the retake and fail, that's pretty much GG. You might as well start typing on your keyboard. Making their way into B apartments now. They have to hold all these weapons. Calyx knows the implications of eliminating these players. Look at the hunt. The Hunger Games have begun. It's Battle Royale. Get your subtitles on. I'll leave the commentary to Space Soldiers now.
Yes, Major's just going hammer. So great to hear. Well, now it's time for Space Soldiers to finish the job, or perhaps for Mousesports to send us into another overtime. This is far from over. I love how both teams are going from strength to strength. We've seen Mousesports fight against all the odds and somehow overcome them. We've seen Space Soldiers do the very same. Which team will break first? This has turned out to be an incredible match between these two sides who look intimately familiar with this map. So, what a game.
Lots of discussion from Space Soldiers. Again, their T sides have been enjoyable to watch. They've been engaging in this match so far, and Mousesports almost seem confused. Thanks to saving their weapons, the CT side have quite a reasonable buy, all things considered. Rops on a Famasto, not what you want to see. Such an important player on DA site. He'll be playing close. Sonny ran